you or someone you know are moving to Austin, Texas, and you're part of the LGBTQIA+ community, and you're wondering what it's like to live in the community, to be in the city, what there is to do, and just how it affects you in day-to-day life, well, in this video, we're going to talk all about that, figure it all out for you guys so that you can form your own opinions. If that's what you clicked on this video to find out, stay tuned.
And then, you know what? Let's accentuate the shoulders because boys like shoulders. All right, there we go.
There we go.
Hi.
Hi. Hello again, everybody. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Frank. I'm part of a team at the award-winning J.B. Goodwin Brokerage right here in Austin, Texas. Every week, we put out tons of new content all in regards to living in Austin, Texas. Whether it's the pros and cons, whether it's the cost of living, vlog tours of different areas and neighborhoods, top 10s, comparisons of cities and states, you name it, we do it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the little bell so that you're notified each time we put out a new video. Ever since we started our YouTube channel, we have really enjoyed the reach outs we've been getting from people moving and relocating here to Austin, Texas. So if that applies to you, be sure to reach out to us, whether it's by email, whether it's by phone call, shoot us a text any time of day, any day of the week. It's what we love to do, and we've got your back when moving to Austin, Texas. Today I am with my lifelong friend, my brother from another mother, Adrian, and he's going to be educating all of us on what it's like to live in Austin, Texas as part of the LGBTQIA+ community. So Adrian, why don't you say a few words to the people about yourself?
Hello. Hi, Adrian here. I'm gonna be your LGBTQIA+ liaison for this video. A little bit about myself. I have been living in Austin for almost 20 years. I consult for consumer education. I went to the University of Texas here in Austin. I went to film school. I also, I have a cool past of having done improv. I also am focusing on an art career right now. That's been a lot of fun. And I love living in Austin. I think it's an amazing town for me to spread my wings as someone who's gay and really feel a great sense of belonging in this town. And I'm so excited to just share what kinds of things we do.
Don't you just love him? I've known him my entire life, and he's actually known my family longer than he's known me. Our families were very close for a long time. But my favorite thing about Adrian isn't even something that he does deliberately. It's something he does by simply being himself, and that's providing me a life devoid of prejudice. I grew up only having love and adoration and appreciation for who he is as a human being, and a lot of people don't have that luxury wherever they come from and the people they know in their lives. So by simply being himself, he's acted as a catalyst for me to grow up really embracing all people, having love for all people, and that's why it's an honor to have him as part of the video here today.
We gotta bring some of that charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
So why don't we start with an easy question, and that is, what is there to do in Austin as part of the LGBTQIA+ community?
It's all about downtown. It's where we all like to congregate. We definitely have a couple of places. We just passed Package. I'm sure we're gonna get a shot of that in just a second, but we're gonna go down to 4th Street right now. We're just around the corner from there, and that's where we all like to hang out. We'll come there and we'll watch a certain show that involves drag queens competing to be the next Drag Race superstar, and we really get to enjoy that. We go there every Friday at least, and it's where a lot of us show up, and we get to see drag shows, and there's even shows for ballrooms and stuff like that to do voguing, and of course we just all get together and we start dancing And there's a couple places there that we can really take advantage of looking at. Downtown is where a large part of our community live. I'd say most of our community is downtown, and this will fare very well for people who are in the sort of gay spectrum of things. Of course, those of us who are lesbian, transgender, gender fluid, we also sort of look at downtown as our number one place to live. The things to do in downtown, there's a couple of hot spots for us gay boys. We love to go down to 4th Street, and there's maybe a couple of other bars, catty corner and around the corner from there, and we like to congregate, we get together, we just have a grand old time. We love to watch drag queens perform, we like to get really involved with that, and there's a lot of people on scooters right now that are not letting me talk. So I'm gonna be frank with everybody, and that is, Austin is not a highlight of an extraordinarily diverse LGBTQIA community. I mean, look, I'm gay, I'm not necessarily an expert, and I don't hear too much about what's going on in the trans lesbian community, and I do know where we hang out. I know that there are several things that we're, exposed to. One of them, there's a great hangout spot. It's called Cheer Up Charlie's, and it's wonderfully welcoming. It welcomes everyone. I even see a lot of straight people show up. And there's all sorts of really great events. I know about one that, right now we're in the pandemic, but I feel like it's going to come back, and it's this wonderful event called Queer Mountain. And it's great. We see, it's a wonderful place where we hear great stories told on stage and wonderful, funny shows. And I just love the way I feel when I go to that one. So that's one that I like to point out. Here's Cheer Up Charlie's. Yes, this place is an ultimate classic. I love it. I think honestly, it's honestly the most underrated gay spot because it's just awesome. You get to eat. There's a pretty cool vegan food truck where you have access to really tasty food. You're able to watch some really fun shows. You get really cool drinks. They have this really nice drink menu, and it's really a nice peaceful hangout spot, especially like on weekday nights. I think there actually is nowhere better than Cheer Up Charlie's if you want to be in a place where you're going to see not only yourself, you will see everyone in our community, which I think is very important because I think we put ourselves in a little bubble. So, it breaks us out of our barriers of like the yes honey, yes queen, all of this good stuff. And we can, just be all together and really human. I think that's what's great about Cheer Up Charlie's. It really, really is the club of the human element to the LGBTQIA community. And I think that's a place that, pre-COVID, and I totally imagine when we all open up again, that it's gonna be a very crowded spot. It's very crowded. I kind of like to say that Cheer Up Charlie's is where the artsy gays are, and it's great, and I have a great time. So we're in the heart of it. This is it. This is 4th Street. This is Rain. Well, we're just passing it right now. And now we're going to get in front of Oil Can Harry's. This is the place I like to go. This is my favorite one of them all. You'll see.
And we have to pee. So we know that a lot of the community lives downtown, but where in downtown is a good place for them to consider living?
Well, that's a tricky one because there's condos everywhere. So right now we're on 2nd Street, and literally we're looking at a condo where I imagine a lot of gay people live. That's where everybody's really most concentrated. So you're gonna have all of us. I mean, you know, if I get on Grindr, I'm gonna see everyone in downtown. So many people live in downtown. And as of course we disperse out into the suburbs of Austin, then we see that change, and there's gonna be fewer and fewer people in the gay community who live in those areas. So here's really a hot spot. You're going to find that, of course, in the gay community, a lot of us work in the tech field. So we're gonna have a lot of tech field, tech jobs.
Would you say there's much of the community by the Domain at all, or no?
Yeah, there's absolutely a lot of people who live in the Domain. That actually is kind of like a little bit of an outlier spot. Definitely a little place that's, you know, where a lot of gay people are concentrated. This is where we really live. The more central we are, the better it is, especially that it's close to those great hangout spots.
Yeah. So what about the married couples or people with families who are perhaps of a bit older demographic? What can you speak to in regards to that?
I mean, this is an amazing parental city. You know, we have parents in the LGBTQ community that, oh my God, you're gonna see me fiddle with this for a little bit. I like to call it my bib. Okay, so definitely the parental dynamic in the LGBTQ community is big. Well, I happen to know a lot of people who are parents, and it's great to see that we all come together. We are all participating in major districts for school, and there's a great sense of belonging. Part of our community also likes to live in the suburbs. The suburbs, for example, such as, of course, Frank's favorite, Avery Ranch, and Cedar Park, Leander, Round Rock. There, you know, we've got everybody in the suburbs. South Austin tends to be very popular. I should mention South Austin in particular. That tends to be a very popular spot because for parents.
Yeah.
South Austin's very popular for parents, also because it is relatively central and you can get access to downtown a little easier because us parents want to drink and have some fun. So we go down to 4th Street, and that's very important. So it's a great community, and I've got a lot of friends who, you know, are in their 50s, 60s, and a lot of them are parents. Definitely, I have to say that it's good to be a parent in the LGBTQ community here.
Be sure to comment down below if you have any questions, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, or if you have any ideas for future videos we can make. And in addition, be sure to like the video as well, as it really helps us grow and tells us we're doing a great job providing value to you guys. So how would you describe day-to-day life as part of the community in a city like Austin? What can people expect to feel like?
Yeah, it's rather normal. Like, Austin's famous for not really having a gayborhood. So, yeah, downtown's where everyone's really concentrated, and then it sort of disperses as we go out. You're gonna be just like everybody else. No one really stares at you. I mean, I literally see people who are dressed in the craziest scantily clad clothing, even outside of 4th Street, and nobody even like takes a look. I think that that's what's nice about Austin, because Austin definitely gives you that freedom to be yourself. It's great. Is it like Los Angeles? No.
So I'm someone who lived in LA, as I've mentioned in a few of my past videos, but he actually lived there first and for longer. And as part of the community in both cities, how would you say they contrast and compare?
You know, LA, okay, like, I'm gonna have to be real with everybody. Austin's definitely not as diverse as LA is, as far as where we are in the entire community. You know, I'm not gonna see as much lesbian, transgender, non-binary, and I definitely see that there's a greater presence of gay male culture than I see along our spectrum. So that's where LA is going to have the upper hand. LA is extraordinarily diverse. You can have everyone, you can have a club for everyone. I'm gonna be honest with you, there's definitely much more to do in LA, but it's not like there's nothing to do in Austin. So I think that Austin's still gonna, you know, treat you right. Part of why we have such a great sense of belonging in Austin, I think it was Leslie who paved the way. Leslie was a very iconic figure in LGBTQ community. She was someone who would hang out, I believe, on a corner on 6th Street. I believe it was 6th Street and Brazos, where she'd just hang out and she would, you know, sit, have her sign up, but then she just became kind of a bit of a celebrity. A lot of people took pictures of her, and she apparently, I believe, also inherited a house. Unfortunately, Leslie did pass away years back, and she's actually still an icon. I believe she even ran for mayor. She was actually quite a celebrity. I think that actually really helped Austin have this great sense of you belong here no matter what, keep Austin weird. That also was kind of birthed out of Leslie as well. She definitely was a major contributing factor. She paved the way, honestly, for a lot of LGBTQ acceptance here. So I think that that's what has people in Austin feel very safe and sound in the gay community, especially because there really isn't a gayborhood, which again, I love that because Leslie might have helped out with that. And that's why there's not a really particular place where we all live.
So Adrian, what can people expect for Austin's version of the Pride Parade?
So, all right, so there's a couple of versions actually. So I do belong more so in the community that believes that there's sort of a corporate version of Pride, which is definitely headed by the Human Rights Campaign, and that Pride is great, and I've even participated in it. So for the company I work for, I mean, they really do it big, and everybody shows up, and we almost like invade the street. It's like a river of people for the Pride Parade, which is great participation. I have a lot of fun, and they end the Pride Parade, of course, iconically at 4th Street at Rain, Oil Can Harry's. Everybody just gets together and just has such a great time. So there's that. There's that Pride Parade. There's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing. And there's definitely the underground version of Pride, which happens, so Pride happens in about August timeline. The other one, which is called Queer Bomb, happens around the summertime, like around June, where Pride actually begins. The Pride Month, of course, you know, in the United States, is actually June. Austin celebrates it a little bit later. And so this underground version called Queer Bomb is great because it's all, you know, word of mouth. I'm starting to get out of breath. Woo!
We walked up a hill.
My fucking God. Okay. So there's Queer Bomb, and that's a really great, I mean, I love doing Queer Bomb because everybody gets together. We sort of get together out east a little bit, and we gather in a huge group, and then all of a sudden we just invade the street, coming in with the flags and all that good stuff.
Can I join next time?
Yeah.
What's in the box, Adrian?
Ooh. Yum, 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 yum.
Which one's your favorite?
Blueberry. Blueberry. That's what it's all about. It's good. Very important to note is, of course, our access to clinics. And we have the Kind Clinic here in Austin, kindclinic.org, I believe. And they provide everything, STI testing, I believe even like some medical appointments. And that's a great place to get access to PrEP, PEP, those kinds of things. So very important. And we're noticing somebody driving the wrong way. Do you want to go ahead and...
There was a lady with her kids on,
Yeah.
This is a one-way, right?
It's a one-way.
Coming the opposite way, and she was... Things in Austin.
There we go, bro. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I really gotta say, that is one thing. I mean, for me, you know, I would say I come as gay as they come. And when I say that, that means screaming at the top of my lungs in my car when I'm singing to some of my favorite songs. And I have to say that Austin is one of the best places to drive in the world. People can think I'm crazy because, yes, there's a lot of traffic that happens in Austin, but actually, for the most part, with, you know, when the rush hour is gone, the traffic is so seamless and you can drive pretty fast and enjoy, you know, you can be safe. At least I hope to be safe. I'm not really that safe, but...
I'm holding on for my life, by the way, as he says this.
No accidents. I've never had an accident in the...
It's weird. He's the most perfectly reckless driver I've ever... It's like I feel safe. Even though I'm clinging, it's like I know I'll be okay. It's one of Adrian's many gifts and talents.
I love to drive. Yeah, because you can use, I think, especially the freeways, Austin's freeways are clean. And you can use the freeways, in my opinion, much like a racetrack. It feels so good. And I love weaving in and out. I'm just one of those people when I drive, and I love it. It definitely gives me a lot of freedom. Yeah, so very important to note is, the access to clinics. There's the Kind Clinic. There's also a place up in Cedar Park if you're living in a suburban part. And by the way, Cedar Park, I'd say, like, of all the suburbs, I'd say has, a great access to community too. And also South Austin. So it's like Cedar Park, South Austin. I don't know about South Austin, but I do know about Cedar Park. And there's one called Pride Family Medicine, where it's targeted to people in the LGBTQ community. And what's great about that place is I've gotten my teeth whitened there. Awesome, really good deal. And you get access to, medicine for people who are transitioning, hormones. You have access to all sorts of different kinds of things that I think really make it very welcoming and very accessible. And it's awesome. And they're all really well priced. Again, teeth whitened for a good price. Okay, Hippie Hollow. Let's talk about Hippie Hollow. I forgot to mention that place. That is a huge staple for the gay community. And there's sort of like a straight part of Hippie Hollow, and then there's the gay part. You enter into Hippie Hollow and you'll be in the straight part, which is very thankfully very small. The rest of Hippie Hollow that sort of wraps around underneath the Oasis in Lake Travis is huge. And I don't know if I already mentioned it, but it's definitely a place where we celebrate Splash, which is a big, gay community celebratory thing. And so is Otterfest. So there's Splash and then there's Otterfest. Let me mention that Hippie Hollow is also, wow, that guy literally almost crashed into me. Hilarious. Oh my goodness. Very dangerous. Wow. Okay. So, Hippie Hollow, clothing optional park. One of the 2 clothing optional parks in Texas. There are a couple of festivities that are big that bring all the party barges together. We all go there. We're on a big party boat, and you got private boats, and people hop from boat to boat, and you just kind of have to hold on to the rope and get to each and every boat, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, it's clothing optional, so you're gonna see naked men, a lot of naked men, and they're gonna be more naked at Otterfest, less naked at Splash. I still recommend attending both. Really fun. It's great, and it's a lot of place to see a lot of, eggplant emoji buoys? A lot of those. So it's great. Austin's definitely not going to be on the list of the top gay cities to live. It's not going to have each and every single thing in the world that's going to give access to a really gay town, much like, for example, West Hollywood or something like that. And it's totally home, and it's very welcoming. The idea that nobody gives you a second look when you're in Austin, no matter where you are. The fact that there's honestly not a neighborhood. And it's very relaxed. And we talked a lot about like all the places to hang out. But again, me hanging out with my friends, straight, gay, yeah, that's for him. It's a great town. I mean, look at my face. It looks beautiful in the sunset. It provides you great sunsets and a really, really relaxed atmosphere that is quiet. And I think that's what makes Austin so special. It's this very unassuming town. And I think given its recent history and how it all works out now, it's a city that I find a great sense of belonging in, and I highly recommend you move here. Austin's getting overcrowded. I'll be honest with you about that, by the way. And housing is expensive here, but it's so nice. And like me and Frank are about to relax at a really nice sushi restaurant and just get it on with that and enjoy. And I don't know, it's just a great place to relax. And I definitely want you to consider this place home. It's not going to be the big, huge city, but it's big enough, and you'll feel really you'll feel at home here. So come.
And my team and I would be more than happy to help make it happen. Living in Austin.
Touch all of the skin. Touch it, honey.
So whether it's that 4th Street area, whether it's living near the Domain, whether it's living in suburbia, or everything in between, what we love to do is find the right place for you and your family, and make the transition of moving as easy as possible. So the only way we can do that though is by you reaching out. So shoot us a text, give us a call, send us an email, days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. We've got your back when moving to Austin, Texas. And as I said before, we put out tons of new content every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the little bell for more. Again, comment down below with any questions or agreements or disagreements or video ideas. And like the video as well, as it really helps us grow and tells us that we're providing good value to you guys. And until the next one, we will catch you later. Say bye.
Bye, honey. Touch all of it. Okay? Yeah, no, we'll make sure. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Question for Adrian. What is your opinion of the person seated next to you?
Wow. Unapologetically frank, really very, very kind and frank. Oh man, like that's who you are. Oh man, that's hard. I remember there was a guy that I saw that looked bearded like me, and he looked very masculine, and I'll never forget. It's like, "Hey honey, what would you like to order?" And I was like, "Yes, give it to me." I love it. Yeah, and I think that's how we connect as gay people. We connect through our nuances. Like that's what it's all about. And you know, it's like, what is it? I will be the most mask for mask you will ever meet. And you better believe I mean mask as in mask. Like, yeah, it's like I'm a total bottom baby, you know?
That's good.
Do not put that in the video.